Have you seen the post online about the guy who's walking along the beach and he finds a message in a bottle? When he goes to read it, it says, "I'm trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty." Robocalls are more than a punchline. They are a problem for every American. But today, a major victory for making those phones stop ringing. There's new technology to catch the creeps making the calls. Let's dig into it. And here is the big, exciting news of the day. StirShaken is brand new software now in place to protect you from robocalls. Today was the deadline for every major phone company to get it up and running. To be honest, StirShaken, the way it works, it's really technical, and I don't want to put you to sleep here. So here's the most important takeaway you need to know. When you get a call saying it's Johnny on the phone, the new technology verifies if it's really Johnny calling or someone else hiding behind his number. If someone's trying to trick you into answering, or it's a machine dialing numbers at random, the technology is supposed to stop that call in its tracks. And it's already working too. As the phone company started phasing in this tool over the summer, the robocall tracking app YouMail says robocalls have already dropped by 9%. Remember, that's before the software was even fully up and running. North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein is one lawmaker who has pushed for this type of software for years.
What it does is put a digital signature on every phone call that is made so that the perpetrator, the robocaller, cannot spoof the number, meaning that they can't make it look like your neighbor's number or the hospital's number. It has to be the actual number from which the call was made.
Attorney General Josh Stein says this is a step in the right direction, but right now it only applies to big companies. You still might get robocalls through smaller carriers. He says that you just should not answer the call, and if you do, hang up. Robocalls are a problem we've been investigating and lawmakers have been working on for decades now, starting right here with this gem in 1991. Remember when your phone was more like a brick than a phone? That's when Congress passed the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. It restricted the use of automatic telephone dialing systems and pre-recorded voice messages. But as time went on, and more time went on, the calls kept happening. And right here, by 2003, the problem had not stopped. So lawmakers created the Do Not Call Registry. It's great, you should put your name and number on it, but here's the problem. The bad guys, the scammers, they don't care about that. They break laws every day. So in 2019, way down here, lawmakers knew they had to do something else. That's when they required the phone companies to start developing the technology that's been put in place today.
We can't hold these criminals who make these robocalls accountable without the cooperation of the telephone companies. They have to help us trace back the call to its point of origin. We need the FCC's help to force the phone companies to do even more.
The reason lawmakers have pushed so hard for this is because that phone, it really never stops ringing nationwide. People get billions of robocalls every year. Some of us, we just hit decline or block the number. It's annoying, like that mosquito that won't leave you alone. But for others, the state attorney general says robocalls are costing them money.
To many of us, it's an annoyance, but to others, it's their life savings. A woman in Hickory, North Carolina, she fell victim to a robocall about a sweepstakes and lost $220,000 as a result of these scams.
That woman's sadly not alone. More than 390,000 Americans filed reports about robocalls this year. Their total losses, $356 billion, and that's only what's reported. One woman, though, lost much more than money. Her granddaughter says the scams cost her the ultimate price.
My grandmother was targeted and pursued nonstop by a ring of fraudsters. We found hidden in a closet several bags full of wire receipts where she had been sending large sums of money overseas.
It was a 10-person ring in Costa Rica. It was a call center.
and they focused on calling people. They posed as representatives of the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission and also the FTC, and using call spoofing technology. The last phone call I had with her, she was extremely adamant about needing this money. It also cuts me to my core that I didn't stop everything that day and go to her. It pains me to talk about my grandmother's horrific death because she chose to take her own life. My grandmother died with $69 in her bank account. They were able to find the ring in Costa Rica. The two ringleaders involved got close to 25 years in prison. They took my grandmother's life. They had blood on their hands. Reach out to your elderly loved ones and your grandparents more, be more involved, and get in their business, check their mail, check their caller IDs.
Marjorie's story was heard by lawmakers who helped push for the technology today to fight robocalls. That's great progress. But now we know scammers, they are going to find other ways to cheat you out of your money, which means you could start seeing more text like these. This text right here was sent to our very own Tanya Rivera. It reads, Amazon. Congratulations, Tanya. You came in first in today's Amazon iPad raffle. That's not the only text Tanya got. She got another one days later that said she came in second in that day's raffle for AirPods. That's where we're going to start seeing more of stuff like this. It is such a problem that the Better Business Bureau had to issue a warning about it. The BBB wrote that according to Amazon, any customer who receives a questionable email, text, or call from a person impersonating Amazon should report it to customer service. The IRS has reported similar scams this year being sent out by text or email. So what do you need to look out for? What are those red flags? Anything that sends you a link claiming to need your immediate attention or some form of payment might not be real. You want to go directly to the source. Do not click on any link from unfamiliar sources. Also, anyone who's used an electronic device, you know technology does not always work right. So if you do still get robocalls, it's really important to report them to the Attorney General's office. I want you to grab a pen and paper because in a moment I'm going to tell you the phone number to make that report. While you do that, here's what can happen if you file that report. It ends up going up to the federal government. If you make a report, they can track it from there and they can even try to shut down the person who made those calls. So here's the number right there on your screen if you want to call it. It's 844-866-7626. You can also get it through that website right there. This new software, it shows progress, and that's great news, but we can't let our guards down. We know scammers, they are smart. They will find other ways to get you. So stay alert, and hopefully your phone won't ring as much. WFMY News 2 at 6 is next.